You see, sin produces guilt and eventual shame. If guilt is not addressed, it will merge into shame. And I now will see myself in a way that will cause me to do continued damage to myself, and where I'm reckless and out of control will cause me to do damage to other human beings. Now, I don't point this last perspective, doing harm to other human beings, as an opportunity for you to justify your own sinfulness, or to blame people who you have recorded in your subconscious for doing stuff to you that you believe is responsible for why you are the way you are. Not so. Not so. Not so. I am the product of who I am because of how I choose to respond to what happens to me. You got to see that. You got to see that. The person I am becoming is literally determined by how I am responding to what does happen to me. So sin produces guilt and shame. Shame is the progression of guilt. Guilt is something, the result of what I did, but shame, unfortunately, is now how I see myself, although I'm not clear about that. Internally, shame is working on me, and it finds its way out of my mouth. And it finds its way in my reaction to situations and circumstances that I got to deal with. Well, both of these states drive human behavior until they have been healed by God. God is showing us this is the way we deal while we're in this fallen world. Hello. This is the way we deal. We don't do an eye for an eye or a tooth for a tooth. We don't do that. God is clear. What God wants us to do is described methodologically in Matthew chapter 6, 9 through 15, particularly verse number 14. The method is simple forgiveness. Seeking forgiveness and providing forgiveness. That's what God wants us to do. That will mediate the image and the likeness of God He expects us to have. As I look back in my own life and I try to see the real as the film as objectively as I possibly can, I recall certainly many of the painful life experiences that I went through, but I can't remember ever wanting to retaliate. I cannot remember wanting to retaliate against someone who has done something to me that has wounded me. Doesn't mean I don't get angry. Didn't mean I didn't get hurt or disappointed. But I cannot remember an incident in my life where I wanted to viciously retaliate against the perpetrators of my anger, hurt, and disappointment. And this is what I believe. When you won't take power or authority to bring justice to yourself, you are inviting God into your life. You are inviting God into your life. When you won't lash out and lash back at those who have disturbed you, frustrated you, wounded you, you are inviting God into your life. And he will find a way into your life so that he might bring eventual healing and help that you need.